Would the judges mind if I took off my suit jacket and name tag? Thank you. Are we ready? Timer? There are fragrances. Beyond fragrances, there are smells. Beyond smells, there are odors. And beyond odors are stenches. Now, beyond stenches, well, that's what I'm about to write up here. The Pasture by Patrick F. McMannus. In the book Kerplunk, the only character I need to introduce is Dub Wallace. He's the owner of the pasture and the bull. The very best fishing near our farm was a stretch of St. Creek, below the next farm over. Dub Wallace's place. Now you see, it was the best fishing because it was hardly ever fished. Now, the reason it was seldom fished was that in order to get to that particular stretch of the creek, you had to cross a large pasture owned by Dub's Guernsey old bull. On a scale of meanness, this creature was off the charts. I mean, a person would have to be a fool to even think about crossing it. Now, the first time I crossed it, the bull nearly got me. But it was then that I realized the bull was ignorant to the concept of leading a moving target. And in my case, it was a target moving extremely fast. I was held dead on, which gave him a curved trajectory. That was my advantage. And fortunately, there was a sturdy fence at the end of the pasture, and I was able to throw my fishing pole over the top wire and roll under the bottom wire. In that instant, the bull would slide to a stop at the fence and bellow loudly. I then pick up my fishing pole and head down to the creek. But it's important for me to point out here that those persons planning to run from bulls, you must win the race. Come in second or tie the fence does you no good tall, none tall. But the bull, he would stand there and glare down at me fishing along his creek. I know what he was thinking. He was thinking he would do just about anything to stop me from fishing in his creek, even though he had never considered fishing it himself. After a while, though, the bull would get bored and wander off to the other side of the pasture. At my first race with the bull, I was about 10. For a few minutes in the middle of the pasture, I thought I wouldn't get any older. I continued this practice for several years until one day the bull suddenly disappeared. This happened shortly after the bull took offense at something Dub either said or did, in which point they did several quick laps around the pasture with Dub losing ground at every lap. Dub eventually made it to the top of a tall stump, claiming he had achieved the ascent in a single leap, even though anyone seeing the height of that stump realized it must have had a ladder up against it. But that kind of exaggeration was considered normal from a farmer, so no one held it against him. But even after the bull disappeared, that stretch of St. Creek remained the best fishing. And by then I could leisurely stroll across the pasture and climb through the wires in a dignified manner. But on the other side of the fence, the ground dropped away rather sharply. And by rather sharply, I mean it was only a few degrees off vertical. Me and my friend Vern Schultz, we used it as our sledding hill. And it was on this hill, we had the most spectacular sledding crash of our lives. See, I was seated behind Vern, and we started to go down, and we went out of control, and nobody... But I digress. The part I've been trying to get to here is that one day I was crossing the pasture, and I noticed a faint smell from the woods beyond. Next time I cross, become an odor. Time after that, a stench. And the time after that, it becomes something far beyond stench. The only way I know how to describe it is to say it was a malevolent force that stopped you in your tracks and forced you back. The thing beyond stench could not be penetrated. Now, not even I could fish that section of the creek. In that time of my life, I was growing up in a family of women. My mother, my sister, and my grandmother. The one adult male influence in my life was an odorous woodsman by the name of Rancy Crabtree. Rancy claimed to have taken a bath back in 1938, but he had no proof, so nobody believed it. Rancy taught me how to fish, hunt, and best of all, how to act like a man. Of course, in your feet feel like that when they thawing out. Won't kill you, that's for sure. Unless the blood dams up and bursts one of your arteries. My arteries! I worried for years about my arteries damming up and bursting. One time I crossed by Ranch's shack because he came out carrying a quart jar with a lid on it. I was just head over to get you. Guess what? I got a little test for you. I don't want to test. You're going to take this one anyway. Guess what? I found us a Maggie farm. What kind of farm is that? You wait and see. Me and you sit over there right now. Soon we were crossing the pasture when the thing beyond stench hit me full force. Oh. Why are you stopping? Oh, that stench. I cannot stand that stench. What stench is that? See, apparently, rancid sense of smell had long ago been destroyed. And on the other hand, the thing beyond stench seemed to be oozing through the pores of my skin. I knew what it was. Something had died back in the woods. Rancid dragged me along. Look! There's a Maggie farm! A billion maggots vibrated in the vast interior of the creature. Now this here's a test. You are going to put your hands together like this. And you are going to scoop in there and get us a big gob of maggots for our fishing. No! You're one of them squeamish fellers. I cannot stand a man that's too squeamish to scoop up some maggots. Now you scoop. Oh, you do it. I can't do it. I gotta hold a jar. Oh. I scooped. And it really wasn't half as bad as I thought it'd be. Oh. Only gave me nightmares for a couple of months. Next time I saw Rancid, he was sitting on his front porch whittling a stick. And that's the most work I've seen him do in a long time. Hey Rancid, how about we take some of the maggots and go fishing with them? Can't. The maggots is gone. How could they just be gone? I'll tell you how come. Bunch of flies somehow got in a jar and ate every last one of them. I didn't believe that for 1 second. He probably went fishing and used all them maggots. Whoever heard of flies eating maggots anyway? Why didn't you get some more? Now, I had a good reason. I will slip my mind at the moment. The thing beyond stench kept me from fishing my favorite section of the creek for almost all summer. But that'd been a whole lot worse than the bowl. At least the bowl never kept me from doing my fishing.